so. We talked about it. It broke the last hour of our show Friday. And, there's been this talk. There's not a huge market for Kyrie Irving, but apparently it was a fairly dynamic market. He's a little kooky. He's a little different, but there was a market. And the Mavs, Mark Cuban, Shark Tank, aggressive businessman went for it.
Desperate teams doing desperate things. That's Mark Cuban for you right there. Good luck, Mavs.
Let's talk about that. So Kyrie Irving, the Nets owner, did not want him to go to the Lakers, reportedly. So when the story broke Friday, there's a lot of discussion. There won't be any market for Kyrie Irving. And yet we find out the Suns took a look, the Clippers took a look, the Lakers took a look, the Mavs took a look, and the Mavs got him. And the reason being is there's just not that much difference-making basketball talent in the world. There isn't. The NBA draft, they cut it down to 2 rounds. Okay, and after about the 14th pick, you're historically out of players. There's about 2 to 3 guys per draft that come out at 19 years old, and they're not emotionally, physically, they're not ready to carry a team to playoff wins. I love Zion. Took a while. Love Ja Morant. Anthony Edwards. They're all great. But I'm talking great in the NBA is putting a team on your shoulders and getting multiple playoff wins. It took Giannis forever. Okay, the reality is there's just not that much difference-making global basketball talent. And Kyrie is very unique. The NFL's different. The NFL has 7 rounds. Brock Purdy just quarterbacked the Niners in the NFC Championship. He was the last pick in the draft. Half the league is undrafted. OBJ's got all sorts of talent. Doesn't have much of a market. Why? He has injuries. He can be high maintenance. Just go draft another wide receiver out of college. College football gives you like 20 good ones a year, sometimes more. So what's the point? But basketball talent, unique, global, great basketball talent, there's not a lot of it. So there's guys that can score, but like Kyrie level. Good God. Westbrook's contract's terrible. It's been bouncing around the league for years. People giving him another shot, and he's grown away from the game. He can't shoot for a guard. It's a shooter's league. So, yes, there's a market for Kyrie Irving. And I think he is going to work with Luka. I think it's going to work immediately. Here's why. The Eastern Conference has more good defensive teams. The Celtics play great defense. The Bucks play great defense. All the Miami teams with Spoelstra play great defense. The Raptors play it. Cleveland plays it now. Actually, Brooklyn played it. There's a lot of good defensive teams. 5 of the top 6 defensive teams in the NBA are East. I don't know. Maybe it's the cold weather. People are tougher. I don't know what it is. Out East, they push more. They battle more. They defend better. So you're talking about 2 of the great scorers in the NBA in the last decade, Luka and Kyrie. They're going to score a lot. I'm not saying nobody out west plays defense. The Clippers do. Memphis does. But the Warriors used to. They don't this year. 5 of the top 6 defensive teams are out east. So they're going to score. They're going to score a lot. All right? And the West is wide open. Now Steph Curry's out for a month. So here's the other thing. There's 2 ways I like this deal for Dallas. I like it if Kyrie and Luka just play for the rest of the year, and that's it. I'd be okay with that. You move some pieces, you'll have cap space. Dallas is a great city. Cuban's a great owner. Luka's a great player. Got cap space. Go get somebody. I like that. I also like it if they play well together this year and they decide to give him a 2-year deal. I could live with that because even if Kyrie goes off the rails after a year, I only got a year left on the contract. But it does show in both cases, you're showing Luka, hey, dude, we're going to take big swings here. We're not going to sit around. We're not going to do the Dirk Nowitzki thing where we got a bunch of guys, but they were mostly guys. We're going to get you a star. We're going to take big swings on this stuff. So I like that. And even though Luka's got a lot of years in the contract, you can get out of contracts. You see NBA players demanding stuff all the time. So I like if they go short or 2 years. Long term, I don't like it at all. And then you get trapped. That's what happens in the NBA when you get trapped with a bad contract. You get trapped with a different personality, a unique, odd personality, and Kyrie is that. So there's a lot of different ways to look at this. But in the West, these 2 are going to score a lot of points. It's going to be really fun to watch. I was tired of watching Brooklyn. I just don't buy Brooklyn. The personalities didn't mesh. I got things to say about Kevin Durant later and Brooklyn later and the Lakers later. But my takeaway on this will be Really, really fun to watch and really dynamic, and it will be short-term, very successful in Dallas. Long-term, who knows? Remember, 3 of the last 5 years, Kyrie's seasons have ended with injuries. And this is the other thing why I don't love a long-term deal for Kyrie. I'd take just the rest of this year or the rest of this year and 2 years. Kyrie gets hurt a lot. 1 year he played 75 games, but he was hurt at Duke. He was hurt in Cleveland. He was hurt in Boston. He's been hurt in Brooklyn. He doesn't give you 58, 60 games. That's what you get. The problem with that is this is now because you got rid of Spencer Dinwiddie and some other guys. It's a 2-man team mostly. So if one of them's gone, what's the point? I mean, then because you gave away some depth in other players, you could be worse. If you'd have gone to the Lakers and you have LeBron star power, Anthony Davis star power, and Kyrie, any one of them could miss a game and you still have 2 stars. Those are winnable games. So long-term, I worry about a guy that just doesn't give you enough nights on the floor. Is Luka going to be just sitting there thinking, I gave up Dinwiddie. We gave up this. We gave up draft picks. Where's Kyrie? But when they're on the floor together, I think it will look at times magical, dynamic. It'll be fun. It'll get me to a television. But I like that Mark Cuban basically went out and said, you know what? I'm going to swing big. That is a message to Luka. I'm swinging big. We're not sitting on our hands. We're going to outbid people. We'll outbid the Lakers. We'll outbid the Clippers. We'll outbid the Suns. That messaging I like a lot. Okay, so LeBron did not like the outcome of this. LeBron went to Twitter and his post was, maybe it's me. Well, it kind of is you, because the reason the Lakers couldn't pull this off is LeBron wanted Westbrook, and Rob Pelinka caved to him. So they didn't have anything to give Brooklyn. That Westbrook deal has been a 2-year killer. It makes this team in the half court worse, and it stopped and blocked this deal from happening. Do people remember how much the Lakers gave up to get Westbrook? Kyle Kuzma, good player. He and LeBron didn't play great together, but good, solid NBA player. KCP. In the bubble year when the Lakers won a title, he hit a lot of big corner three. They gave him up. Long guy can play defense. They gave up Montrezl Harrell. Again, pretty good NBA player. If you had a couple of those guys, you would have Kyrie Irving. So in the NFL, you can make a bad trade and get out of it pretty quickly. It's really hard in the NBA. And so Pat Riley told LeBron more than once no. And LeBron didn't like it. And after 4 straight finals appearances, LeBron said, I'm done hearing no, I'm out of here. And Rob Pelinka's first response to LeBron was, yeah, I'll trade all the young guys. And his second response was, I'll trade more young guys. And his third response was, okay, we'll get Westbrook because you want him and trade more young guys. And now, if you mortgage your future time and time again, don't be shocked if you're out of assets. The Lakers don't have any assets. Remember, LeBron came, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, they're moving this guy and that guy, and they're getting AD, and now they're moving this guy and that guy, and they're getting Westbrook. Well, you sold off your assets. So if it's a poker hand, it may be time for the Lakers to fold them. What are they going to give anybody other than an awful Westbrook contract? They just kept saying yes to LeBron. And listen, they got a bubble championship out of it. But Pat Riley started saying no to LeBron. And LeBron's like, I'm out of here. All right. Well, Miami's good today. The Lakers aren't. So, now finally, Rob Pelinka is saying, yeah, I'm not giving up all this stuff. But to me, it's too little too late. This is not a playoff team. And that Westbrook deal, you just start looking. They have said yes to LeBron over and over and over. And I've said this for years. LeBron's as great a basketball player as I've ever seen. But all athletes, be careful about wanting power. Let GMs GM, coaches coach. You play, be great. Mahomes is great about that in Kansas City. He plays quarterback. He lets Andy Reid figure it out. Brett Veach, the owners. He just wants the ball. In this instance, LeBron's had some power behind the scenes, and he's gotten what he's wanted, and they don't have any assets. What are you going to give anybody? So I think LeBron and Kyrie actually fit perfectly. I don't think Luka and Kyrie fit perfectly. They're both ball-centric, especially Luka. I mean, he's got the ball in his hands a lot. LeBron is very giving and a great passer, maybe as good a passer as the league has. I think LeBron, Kyrie, and AD fit perfectly. But what do you got? Give me something. I'm giving you this. What are you giving me? You can't be giving me draft picks. Draft picks? The NBA, you got 3 players at draft that can ball. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.